Welcome back to another video. Trying something a little different today. Put the big Sony away. We're trying this on the iPhone. The iPhone's incredible, and this is what I do. And I've been trying to use it to create more, a lot of stories and stuff. So obviously you guys have seen a fair bit of this, and iPhones aren't new. So we're going to try something a little different today. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most substantial experiences, revelations, magic, voodoo, health cures, whatever. This is drywall. This is not just drywall to see what's left. So, Cpap, November 23rd, 2021. I started Cpap by chance through 12 years of horrible experiences with the doctors, 8-week medically induced coma, 5 and a bit months recovery after that, cortisone injections when I was 4. In total, I spent about 9 years pretty much in and out of the hospital constantly. So I don't have a lot of love for doctors. I don't have a lot of love for the medical system. We have a sick care system. We don't have a health care system. It's not really a secret. If you have migraines and you need medication, it's out of pocket. You don't function without it, but our health care doesn't cover it, right? We have free health care, but it still kind of sucks. Keeps people alive. Got to give some credit, I guess. Credit's due, but that's all they're going to get. So, my issue was extensive and ongoing for many years. I was in absolute denial, like most people are. I don't have sleep apnea. I'm fine. I sleep. I'm fine. I close my eyes and I'm fine. The circumstances of life, the adventures of life, and some situations I had been put in and through no choice of my own, I feel like heavily contributed to that. And then new people being introduced to my life with just toxic traits. Nobody that I chose. Let's be clear, I'm very selective on who I allow to be a part of my day-to-day life. It really does matter. It really matters keeping good people around you with good mindsets and attitude that encourage to build you up rather than just be an absolute piece of dirt and tear you down every day. So, a bunch of life circumstances going on all at once and things happening, and my life kind of feels like it's spiraling out of control, and my health is bad, very, very bad. It was to the point that if I drank a glass of water, I'd get super bloated. Like, so bloated, I would get stretch marks on my stomach bloated. Like, hated food, hated water, hated everything. Everything was the devil, and I just could not figure it out. I just, for the life of me, tried everything, vitamins and this and that and the other. And I'm not going to the doctors because it's months of this and months of that, and we'll try all this stuff. I don't have benefits. I don't have any of that kind of stuff. So anything I need is pretty much out of pocket, as well as time off work and going and driving all over the countryside, doing all that stuff. No interest. So, I'm on the phone one day with my older brother. We're talking. I'm at the gym doing a workout. It wasn't much of a workout because of my sleep apnea, obviously, but I'm giving her 100%. It might have been 5%, but it was 100% of that 5%. He says, Bob, what did we do when you were a kid? We figured it out. I was dying. The doctors wrote me off. They gave me a 5% chance of seeing my 10th birthday. If you sneezed within 100 feet of me, I would go in, like, start vomiting, go into a seizure. I'd be in the back of an ambulance going to the hospital. I was suffering organ failure, and any amount of germs triggered severely, and I was done. There was no, like, oh, well, maybe there was no this time or next time. It was a waiting game at that point. So my dad kind of got me into some natural stuff, and we started doing what was at the time absolute voodoo science, like taking echinacea and magnesium and zinc and all these natural things, which has become more common now. Back in 98, 99, 2000, it was a bit of black science. Like, people weren't really sure what it was or what it was going to do, and if I would just, explode one day or what. Like, nobody knew. I did start getting better, though. I started weaning off my prednisone and methotrexate and some of the other really bad drugs I was on. I was on prednisone for almost 12 years. Obviously, that does a number on your body and organs and everything else. So I was in a real spiral, and that kind of brought me back up out and got me healthy enough to go back to school. I missed 5 years of school, grade 3 to grade 8. I barely went to Like, I don't think I was there much more than 2 weeks of the whole year. Because the kid would sneeze. Didn't even have a cold. Just he would sneeze and I would be headed home. There was no in between for me. So, as an adult, I've tried to take my health very seriously. I've tried to eat well and exercise often. I've had a gym membership now for 14 years. Christ, I should have competed in the Olympics. I'm so strong. But I've always been conscious of it, trying to take vitamins and amino acids and just keep my body up and running. I'm off the tail end of the cold now, but it's been a huge process. So, talk to my brother, figure it out, cool. Call up a friend's dad. I know he's on Cpap. Hey man, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, I've got an old machine sitting in the closet. Why don't you try it? It's not set up for me. I didn't do sleep apnea testing. I didn't do any testing of any sort. But I did get an Apple Watch. These things I've worn it every day since I got it. It's been just over a year. I should probably shut that off. And I thought I would just gather some data and start making adjustments one at a time to see what was making a bigger effect and what wasn't. So I get the Apple Watch. My resting heart rate's between 90 and 105, which was horrible. My resting heart rate during the day was between 90 and 105, which was horrible. My SpO2 at night was dipping as low as 64%. Anything below, I think, 78 is brain damage. So I was doing brain damage every night. I was attempting to sleep. I would get, over the course of 7 nights, maybe 30 minutes of deep sleep, maybe 2 hours of quality sleep, and yeah, that was it. I'd spend 6 to 8 hours in bed, and I would, every time I fall asleep, start suffocating, obviously, wake up. And then I'd be up for hours. I'd try to go to sleep somewhere around 3 a.m., maybe sleep till 4, maybe 4:30. Like, again, there was nothing. There was just nothing ever, and I just was an absolute zombie. I would wake up in the morning, take 4 or 5 scoops of pre-workout, which is insane. It was 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, and I would go pass out in a chair. Like, how I'm alive, I don't know, but I feel like I was on the destined path of death. So, first night on this machine, November 23rd, 2021, was a lot. It was a 20-year-old machine that was used a lot, for probably 15 of those. The mask was pretty much worn out. I had no instructions. I had never used one. I had never seen one. I picked up a bottle of distilled water. I plugged this thing into the wall. I turn it on. It sounds like a leaf blower coming out. I jam this thing on my face. I'm sitting there in my bed. And I'm out. And I woke up. It's like 11 p.m. I wake up and I'm like, oh. Is somebody here? It's really bright out. I look over. It's 8 a.m. What happened? I don't know. It's like I teleported through time. So, turns out I fell asleep so fast. I fell asleep in a really weird spot. I pulled my sciatic nerve, so I almost couldn't walk for like 4 days until I got it kind of stretched out. I was horrible. I kind of traded sleeping for walking, I guess, but I slept. I got like 3.5 hours of deep sleep. I got like 6 hours of quality sleep. I slept for like 9 hours straight. I woke up and I was just like, what happened? And I'm like, kind of hobbling out of my room because my sciatic's so sore. I had to walk around for a week with sunglasses and earmuffs on because everything was so bright and so loud, and food tasted different and music sounded different and things felt different. It was like somebody turned the switch back on. Just, and I was awake. And it was like, wow, this is what I missed. So, obviously, it was not like everything's good. It was everything's better and now has a preceding betterness. So, I used that machine for about another 4 months.
Could you say that again?
No, Siri, you don't get to talk to me right now. So, I used that for about another 4 months. I found a ridiculous deal on a Red Mez AirSense 10. It's an $1,800 machine, Canadian loonies. I paid $400 for it. The machine said it had 20 hours of use, so probably 3 nights. And obviously you clean it, everything's brand new. It's barely been touched. I've now got like 2,800 hours on it or something. It's been crazy. It's a really nice machine. Anyway, so my resting heart rate now is like 62 to 70. My sleeping heart rate is anywhere from 55 to 75. My SpO2 is anywhere from like 93 to 99. Kind of fluctuates. Obviously, I've got a lot of lung damage from my childhood, a lot of lung damage from this whole sleep apnea nonsense. So it will never be perfect. I don't have a perfect set of lungs, so to see 99 all the time is not realistic. But everything is so drastically improved. I had put tons of weight on. I was up to 200 and almost 30 pounds. I'm 5'6". Like, it's a lot of weight. You know, I was a thick boy. And I never was honest with myself about how sick I was and how much weight I'd put on and all that. I just, like, I'm an athlete. I'll figure it out. We'll lose it. I tried and tried. But, again, you drink water and you get bloated and food's the enemy. And I think about it like I could eat lettuce and poop it out solid 30 minutes later. It's just the weirdest experience ever. And then when I started sleeping, everything got easy. Everything got easy. I dropped 55 pounds in like 5 months without doing really anything special. My training got better. It wasn't like I had a shoulder injury and things were kind of messed up and all the muscles on my scapula had kind of shifted off of it, which was putting tons of tension on my trapezius, which it felt like I had a knife in my spinal cord and I couldn't really breathe properly. So that was a fair bit of physio and working with the girlfriend and getting everything kind of realigned and put back together so that I could train again. Like, it's only been probably the last 3 weeks I've really been lifting. The whole year's been maintenance. The whole year's been recovery. The whole year's been physio. Stretch and stretch and stretch and all these exercises I've been doing. And I'm like, I did 85-pound shoulder press dumbbells for a set of 10. It's been a long time, but 850 pounds in the course of 25 seconds is pretty good. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Good progress. I've done the 100s, but not as smoothly. I did the 95s as well. Anyway, things are coming back. Things have gotten incredibly easy. Everything is back, kind of headed. I woke up November 24th, and I was just like almost mesmerized how much of my life I had missed, and relationships, and breakups, and just everything had changed. And I was so tired that I wasn't even paying attention to what was changing. I just knew things were changing. And then when I woke up, I just realized my life had kind of gone to shit. So I had to fix a lot of stuff. Still working on a lot of it, by the way. Subscribe. Help me out. Let's get this channel going. That'll make things easier. So, the Cpap machine has been an absolute game changer. There is no side effects at all. I've had none. Again, my machine now is set up at 8 centimeters of water. Like, it wasn't set up for me. It was set up for whoever, I guess, got prescribed it, and that was their prescription for it. And it all works perfect. My sleep is rock solid. 2 hours of deep sleep every night. Even if I get 4 hours of sleep, doesn't matter. 2 hours of deep sleep. 50%, no big deal. If I get 8-9 hours to see 3.5 hours of deep sleep, not uncommon. 4 or 5 hours of quality sleep, not uncommon. Every single night, though. Repeatable, easy. I can't use all the heated features. It's got a heated hose and a heated tank. It makes me really congested, so I just turn it on and just breathe as it is. The little tank of water, it only holds about 1.5 inches of water. Probably lasts me a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So I'm putting maybe 12 liters of water through it a year, which is pretty much nothing. So the maintenance and run cost of it's like $15 a year maybe. It's quiet. Like I put it on to watch movies now. I'll go lay in my room and put a movie on, turn the fireplace on, and just put it on to get that nice cool breeze of air, and it just helps relax me. All right, wrap this up because I don't want you to be here all night listening to me yammer on about how great I'm doing or how much better I'm doing. The Cpap was not the do-all to end all. There was a lot of little improvements here and there from lifestyle, career, this, that, the other. Obviously, I'm still working on a lot of that, but the Cpap was really the catalyst. It was the giant thing I couldn't figure out. It was the pit I was standing on one side of that I needed to get to the other to even start the rest. So for any of you that need it, think you might need it, struggling with sleep, figure it out. Like, just buy a machine and try it. It's expensive and it sucks, but you can't even fathom how much your life will improve until you do it. So, just it. Just me. Until next time, drive safe, take care, behave. as always.